This is the Kpopcast. I'm your K-pop DJ Peter Lowe, and I'm joined by Kpopcast PD Nim, Michaela.
Hello, everybody.
With East Coast co-host Ariana.
Hey.
And today we'll be talking about EXO's Tempo.
Letting you know if this song is daebak or not.
But before we discuss EXO's comeback, let's get our hit replays.
Hit replays are songs we recommend y'all listen to on replay for the week. So what's making you hit replay, Michaela?
Okay. I think I have the best hit replay this time around because this is my number one K R&B winter release for the end of the year so far. I've got the second single off of Sam Kim's new EP, Sun and Moon. It's called Make Up. This track is so good, it completely wrecked all of my expectations going into it, and I really can't wait for part 2 to come out.
Can we make up in the morning? 지금 얘기해 right now. 또 울면서 잠들 것 뻔해. 내가 널 잘 알잖아. Can we make up in the morning? Baby, to see you cry. Baby, talk to me.
So I think everybody should go check this out when they want to be in their feelings and listening to a nice, smooth R&B jam.
In their feelings.
Yeah. Also, go check out the acoustic version on YouTube. All of the visuals for this album were filmed in Kazakhstan, so it's set like he's in the middle of this beautiful mountain landscape. And he's a really amazing live performer. I think that's where he shines the most. So I definitely recommend go seeing more live performances of his. But Ariana, what do you think is your hit replay that can contend with this one?
You thought you were gonna win this battle, but let's be honest. I won this battle. I picked Stray Kids N-S, aka North South, aka Opposites. It's got a lot of names. I actually would say I love every song on this album, but this song is one I literally can't get enough of. It's these like weirdly deep lyrics, but it's over the swaggiest of swag rap beats, and every member gets their chance to be an MC on it, which is amazing. For me, the major highlights are the two Australians who fully lean into their accents, and then Woojin has a really fun line where he says red light, green light, swag, and my boyfriend just keeps keeps texting it to me every day. He texts it once a day to me.
Okay, I think we know the new thing that we just need to say to each other in our group chat now. Just red light, green light, swag.
Yeah, you guys have to listen to it. It's amazing.
Though? Like, is it like you have to go with the swag now?
Swag.
He's got the least amount of swag in the group, I would say, but you know, he's the mama. But you know what? He it's enough for me to be totally in love with him just for that moment.
Well, like green light swag. Bio, what's the man? 남국과 북국의 life. 극과. XO 밖에 몰라. XO.
What about you, Mr. Pilo?
Well, for me, it's the virtual band KDA and their song Pop Stars.
Oh, okay. I think you've got the one that can top all of ours right now because that was amazing. Sorry, go on.
Oh, yes, indeed it was. In case you, our listeners, weren't already aware, the video game developer Riot Games tapped Soyeon and Minyeon of G-Idol, or I-Idol, or however you say it in Korean. I know the G is silent.
Idol.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Michaela. So they tapped those two girls to be a part of this highly produced music video. Yes, the CGI visuals are impressive, and the virtual video game idols look like something out of a Victoria's Secret catalog.
Yes.
But that's not the reason why you should listen to it. You should listen to it from my main girl, Soyeon, and her killer raps and ad-libs.
They could try, but we gonna wear the crown. You could go another round. Wish you luck, but you're not bringing us down. Go hard, till we get it, we go hard. We so in it, we pop stars. Only winning. Ain't nobody bringing us down.
So listen to it for Soyeon, if nothing else.
See 언제든지 내 모습
Yeah, no, definitely. The augmented the augmented reality visuals were amazing.
Yes.
I was going on
On the
about
live
it in the
stage.
chat, but
Yeah.
apparently in the
So
comments of
good.
the video, everybody's just talking about Soyeon.
Yep, that sounds
That's
right.
the right reason. Yep.
Well, that wraps up our hit replays. Moving on, let's discuss EXO's tempo.
Don't mess on my tempo 들어봐 이건 충분히 I said don't mess on my tempo 그냥 얘만 훔칠 빈 어디에도 없을 리듬에 맞춰 1, 2, 3 Don't mess on my tempo 멈추지 않는 이 feeling
So, Michaela, how are you feeling about this? It's been like a whole year since we've seen EXO. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm not ready for this. Honestly, my little history with EXO is they were my original sort of bias group when I was getting into male groups before it was just all girl groups and SHINee. And then my heart got broken in 2014 and BTS got me on the rebound. So it's been a lot longer than a year for me getting back into EXO, but this was a great release to start off.
So, I mean, just looking at this music video, first off, I want to say that like we've long known SM Entertainment to film many of their iconic music videos in a very obvious like four-wall soundstage, which we affectionately refer to here on the Kpopcast as the SM box. The box. In this music video by EXO, we literally see the members trapped in boxes trying to break free in a box stage. And they're holding cubes. It's like you've got boxes on top of boxes within boxes, navigating through boxes. It's like boxception.
Yeah. I remember earlier this year, the TVXQ comeback did something similar in kind of both videos, but it was like, I was like, why is everything in a square, in a box, in a square on top of a box? I'm so confused. But SM really likes those boxes. That sounds so inappropriate.
So speaking of boxes and odd symbolism, Ariana, you
Lovely
had some thoughts
transition.
on what the visuals were for this music video.
Obviously, this is part of the bizarre exoplanet alien concept. And where Power gave us like the video games in space, here we get motorcycles and revolving rooms. And then the boys are like doubling up in each room in their own like melodrama, which I didn't really, it was really interesting. Like each boy had their own story.
Yeah.
And then the boys kind of, they were like glitching in between the moving scenes and then sometimes turning into the mysterious helmeted man who opens the video. I wasn't sure who that was. At some point he was Kai. At some point he was Baekhyun. So there was like a lot of interesting stuff going on there.
I mean, I wonder if that glitching was like a traitor among them.
Yeah.
So if you weren't already familiar, and I'm not speaking to you XOLs who probably already know this, and Michaela, who I'm sure knows all the theory as well, but you know, in this like EXO concept, they are space aliens from the planet EXO, and they've been in this galactic ongoing battle with the Red Force. And I mean, we've seen that across a lot of their music videos. It's usually them like rebelling against the Red Force or confronting this evil Red Force in a lot of their comebacks. In this case, we kind of see that in that red maze. And I wonder, like, you know, that glitching person, could that be like a betrayer, a Judas in their midst? Or is it just like, you know, the Red Force pretending to be one of them or wandering through that maze with them? It's not clear to me.
Well, that makes sense because near the end, the cubes kind of turn on and I guess a power kind of thing. I wasn't really sure. And then there's a moment where all of them appear to like have a glitch except for Dio.
Yeah.
He's not glitching. And so I wonder, is everybody bad except for Dio, or is Dio the bad guy? So that's really interesting that you think that it's like maybe a traitor in the midst. I wonder if it's everybody's the traitor or just Dio is the traitor.
Or we could be completely, I mean, I'm going to say, like, I looked into this and it was incredibly obtuse for me, like even taking into the account of the history of everything EXO. It's not the first time we've seen EXO in a maze. Like we saw this in Overdose, right? A little bit in Lucky One, and it's story-wise, that was how they explained how they just lost a couple of their members. Like, oh, they just got lost in the maze. Like they didn't leave a label. They just got lost in a maze. True story.
Yeah.
And then Chris, who decided to release his song the same day as them. Weird.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's history. There's history.
But even if we get into all of this, it has nothing to do with the actual, like the song has nothing to do with this video.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Like the actual song is not attached to what's happening in the video.
Right. I mean, lyrically, it looks like it's a song between, two people who teeter on the precipice of dating, but haven't officially revealed their affections. I mean, as they're going through this maze, if I wanted to force a connection, maybe they're unlocking the path to their fangirl's heart, or I don't know, something cheesy about like opening up the lockbox to their heart and their affection. Okay, that's really forcing it. Let's pretend that didn't happen. But we do know that Chanyeol helped compose the lyrics. Woo! And there are points where it says like, no matter where their lover goes, their heart will be drawn to them like gravity, saying, quote, you said I was your future, and now I am just your past.
Oh.
Yeah. And the members also lament, you said you loved only me, that your heart would forever stay by my side. So I gave you everything. And then now you are leaving me. So yeah, it's
okay.
I'm not gonna force the story and the lyrics together. It's two different things.
Yeah, it's completely different things. Really, what I'm completely here for and I only care about in this music video, period, is the fashion.
Yes,
like the fashion
yes,
is the one thing that I feel SM dominates in sometimes is they just know how to put these boys in multiple costumes and like make me live every single time. So we get some form of leather in almost every single scene, which I'm here for. There's flashy outerwear, lots of really colorful sweaters, and then just like so many accessories, so many chains. It's oh my god, when
leather and chains.
When Suho is
SM
wearing the
Entertainment.
old man, he's wearing this old man vest and then like chain on chain on chain. I was like, you look like you're in the 80s. It also has some of the best and worst hair of all time, which poor Schumann. He just got done dirty so hard in this video with that horrible hair.
Man, everybody's been saying that, but I don't mind it. Like, I like that fluffy, you got electrocuted look.
That's how I'm going to describe it. You got electrocuted.
Yeah, that's how I describe it. I don't think it looks that bad. Like, everybody's been saying that he got the poor end, but honestly, I like it.
He's just so cute, it makes it fine for me.
Although the hairstyle that I was the happiest to see was Dio, because he finally got his hair back.
Looks so much better. But like, really, let's all be honest. The only thing that matters is Kai in a crop top. Because Kai in a crop top is all I've ever wanted without knowing that that's what I wanted.
See, this is where like, me as like a straight male, I feel just really unequipped to, enter and join this conversation. But
you could get a crop top. It's totally okay. You should try it out.
No one wants to see my dad bod in a crop top. Did you see their live stages? I mean, this wasn't their only. I know you're really into the leather and the chains and the S&M entertainment, but did you see their military outfits and their live stage, comeback concepts?
Yeah, no, I loved it. But like, when is Kai coming into with the crop top? Like, that's the performance that I'm waiting for.
Okay.
Like, the military outfit's super cool, but I need to see him live in a crop top. I need to see him come here and perform live in a crop top. Military outfits, I guess I'll have to do for now. I do want to say we have to talk about Lay in this video.
Yeah.
For me, it was so lovely to see his face, but I felt that even between both videos that SM kind of tricked everyone into thinking he'd be more involved in this comeback. And I felt a little bit gypped.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think though most EXO Wells kind of had a feeling that he wasn't going to be involved, at least in the promotion aspect. Maybe definitely in the album because, on like October 29th, I think it was released like, hey, he's going to have a fan meeting in New York on the 6th of November. It's like, oh, cool. And then the album comes out on the 2nd. So how is he going to be there for the promotion? So I think we had an idea going into it that he wasn't going to be there, but still, it's always great to see him at least, being there, being involved.
Yeah. I just thought he would even maybe have more lines than he normally does in the Chinese version. But it was just... Oh, God, he's so beautiful, and just seeing his face is so nice every time. And we got 2, like, very, very quick cuts of him, but it was perfect. at least in this one.
Okay, well, moving on to the choreography of the piece. I mean, it was something distinguishing. In the promotions, Kai explained that the song's powerful choreography was designed to be dynamic and hurtling like a speedy motorcycle. While Schumann said that it even involves fist-wielding movements to emphasize EXO's manly image.
Manly in that crop top.
But on that point of manliness, like, I gotta say, just watching them do that choreography and agreeing with Schumann, like, there is so much like rapid, really quick arm movements that they're pumping all the time. Like, that requires a lot of upper body strength, and you're not gonna get that in choreography for, say, a female group, of course. But like, I mean, this is where like that manly image really comes into play.
I think for me, though, the real question is this memorable choreo? Is this the thing that you're gonna see boys do on Produce 101, you know? And for me, I don't think you need a point dance per se to be memorable, but I do think that for me personally, there's like much stronger EXO choreo in, Monster, even Coco Bop I think is more memorable in a way. I'm not really sure if this one is gonna stick per se.
Honestly, for me, the choreography is very accessible. Like you mentioned like strength and how it shows their manliness, but honestly, the first performance that I watched, I was kind of underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't actually have that much of an impact for me. It all seemed very, like I said, accessible.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of like, where is the choreo for me? Because you say maybe like it has all these arm movements that you usually see in like female choreography, like a lot of girl groups, like it's very arm centric, and so that's what I thought about when I was watching it.
You get like the very smooth and fluid like arm movements, right? Because it's like sexy and alluring, right? But
and this is very aggressive.
With men, it's like it's thrusting, it's like going like it's like going in and out a lot, really rapidly and quickly, and it's that quick, rapid fist wielding movement. I think that conveys that sense of manliness that you get with EXO.
Yeah, I don't know. I was more underwhelmed with this one. I actually prefer both song and performance of the other one that they're performing on shows called Ooh La La. That I thought definitely had better, but I felt similarly when Coco Bop came out, because I was like, Coco Bop's kind of like, it's a good song, it's an okay choreo, but the Eve is amazing. And the Eve was the one that they were doing as like the B-side performance. So I'm starting to think that like maybe the B-sides are the ones that should be their main singles, because the choreo is always better. And I remember, like, I listen to the songs more often than the lead singles. So I don't know. Maybe there's something with that. I do think that I haven't really loved their choreography since Monster, maybe. Monster was probably my favorite last choreo. It was so
very
strong.
Memorable,
Yeah.
There was something very, I don't know, that visual X, I don't know, that was very distinguishing in K-pop
When they're
choreography.
all on top of each other, and, there's so much... There was just more, and it was also just, I feel, more attached to the song. I will say what they decided to do with the acapella section, the choreo for that section, I didn't hate, because I think that's the only way you could do that if you're actually going to do like real vocals.
Sure.
Yes, definitely.
But that was the only part that I found kind of memorable. The rest of it, I was like, I'm probably going to forget this choreo in a week.
You know what would have made this really memorable? And we're about to get to it in the music here, but there's that bed squeaking like throughout. If they had something in the choreo that made sense to also have that bed squeaking, I don't know, something that plays off of it and vice versa.
Dance on a bed.
I don't know, something, a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge in the choreography that would time with the bed squeaking. I think that would have made this song a lot more memorable.
And we know Kai is not verse to getting on the floor and humping the ground, so if they want to do that in the next performance, I'm fine with that in the crop top.
I was gonna say
it's EXO. Like if you watch Playboy, if you watch a lot of their live performances, they are not shy to just hump the ground for a good like 10 seconds.
And I don't hate it.
So, in other words, just change up the entire choreography, just hump the ground for entire 3 minutes.
Done.
In a crop
Memorable
top.
choreography.
Yeah.
Everybody in a crop top.
Okay. You listening S&M Entertainment? Oh, and do it in leather and chains.
So here's my question: is this Magic Mike the EXO version? That's
Always.
who wants that? I do.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes, I as a straight male, I would say that would be memorable.
Ideal.
But,
yeah, very memorable.
Okay. All right. So moving along, talked about the bed squeaking. Let's go into the music.
Yes.
Michaela.
This song, when I first heard it, it was everything that I love in an EXO song. It was smooth. It had this amazing R&B groove. And it was, it's a dance track, so it's got a lot of energy. But it's also like super sexy, super like just the vocal texture and like the vocal harmonies are just. It's everything I love. Like the reason I got into EXO was because they have such an amazing vocal line. Because in the bridge of this song, it's really where you start to hear these a cappella elements coming in, and you get to hear the strength of the vocal line and all the harmonies.
Yeah, we can all agree that the a cappella part of the song was a gamble. It was risky.
Yeah.
And it worked. Like that was like I would say the redeeming like audio quality of the song, just that a cappella.
Yeah. I honestly would have rather this song just been an a cappella song, because that when it got there I was like, go back and do the rest of the song now like this is amazing. And it reminded me so much of Boyz II Men's Motown Philly Breakdown.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
And it's just such a great decision to go down that way, because nobody is really doing that in K-pop.
내 마음이 느껴지니 나를 감싸는 유일한 나만의 savior. 모두 그런 널 바라보게 돼. I can't believe 기다렸던 이런 느낌 날 만들고 싶은 그녀는 나의 멜로디 하루 종일 꺼내 너는 떠나지 않게 그냥 내 곁에.
Yes, indeed.
Although
I wouldn't be adverse to more bed squeaks. I thought that was pretty funny.
I can't do it.
One thing I would potentially change in that acapella breakdown, very subtle, is I would just add a beatboxing. Acapella beatbox. Just keep that like percussion, that rhythm kind of going with the acapella, and I think it would just add a little bit more to it, and I think it would play well.
I don't know. I kind of disagree with you, because I feel like the beauty of the a cappella section is the fact that it is mostly that, melodic harmony and very little sort of backing melody with like the doom doom dooms that you usually hear in a cappella.
For me, it's like that dum 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 dum. That's my favorite part. Like that's the part that takes it back to Motown Philly. It's that same lower bass. You don't need anything else kind of dum 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 sound, I think that
and you get
it really
in the rest of the song you have that contrast of the fact that they have these like really distorted vocals, and then sections where you do hear that percussive element a lot. Yeah. And so I think having the acapella be the acapella section, and then having everything else where the synths come back in and the percussion comes back in, having that contrast, I think, is what makes the song great.
Yeah, there's more acapella through the song. Like, actually, acapella means there's nothing underneath it. That's the whole point of it. But we like to use acapella as just like people singing in harmony, which again does not happen as much in K-pop these days.
We're harmonizing.
So I think harmonizing is like something we've lost out on a lot. So I think the thing is that like EXO nails the harmonies in this. The problem is they do so much other, excuse my language, in it that like it takes away it takes away from the parts of this song that are so strong, which are the vocals, you know? Maybe I needed all the other stuff to appreciate how wonderful it was, but I needed that part to be so much longer.
Remember, it was EXO's Growl. We had a very similar, change, right? Where it's like, and then it goes, da-na-na-na. And that's where you really, like, it's like a literal spotlight in the music video, but also metaphorically a spotlight on the acapella. And EXO has a track record of doing that well, so I think that was probably following in that same spirit, and maybe we just need more of that from EXO. I think maybe we've lost sight of that in recent years.
Yeah, they have amazing R&B breakdowns.
This reminded me more of an NCT 127 song than it did an EXO song. There were so many elements, there were so many layers. I think EXO is best when you strip it away a little bit, and I feel like that's what they've mostly done. They've had songs that are like really intense, but this one was like mixing that thing EXO does so well, which is this really awesome lyrical and sonically beautiful harmonizing, and then they added way too many elements on top of it, that's personally how I felt about it. I just thought like it changed up too much. That vocal distortion with that super deep voice kept throwing me every time it happened. Yeah, I did not like that. Yeah. So I feel like there are certain things like the Bad Squeaks reminded me of an NCT 127 song called "My Baby Don't Like It," which also at least it's age appropriate, but like. It was a weird sound to have. Like I get it it kind of goes back to R&B, but like I was like, what? What's happening?
Typical R&B song.
Yeah,
and that's totally understandable because in a song like Lotto, that was the same problems that people had with Lotto, was that it was so distorted on the vocal, and EXO doesn't need auto-tune on their vocals because they're so amazing just by themselves.
Like there are times where like you don't need it, but you do it because you're trying to add some more like audio texture, or you're trying to add more flavor to the song. And we've seen pitch bending many times within SM Entertainment. Another strong example is Red Velvet's Red Flavor, where you I can't, I'm not gonna do it, but I mean like in that case it was used on loop in the instrumental. In this case it was used to like okay, we're gonna deepen
as their voice.
That verse, perhaps to fill in some of those lower frequencies. But like when they go into that acapella section with the doom 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 doom, I can tell you there was some artificial manipulation to deepen those voices, like you can tell, like
really.
But that being said, even though that acapella manipulation was indeed manipulated, it filled those lower ranges, and I think it did it better than the very obvious like electronic pitch modulation that you got in some of the verses of that song.
But that's the great thing, because I can listen to Lotto, but then I also can listen to Sing For You, and you get this beautiful clear vocal and then the ratchet R&B distorted vocal in Lotto.
Despite the song's name, it maintains a constant tempo throughout. Like, I checked it just before this episode. It remains a consistent 116 beats per minute, although the percussion changes, which makes it feel like you're slowing down, despite the BPM being the same throughout.
And it's that sort of slowing down feeling that allows those bridges to be extended, and you really get to hear everybody's shine, especially Suho, because for like this song has one of the most equal part distributions of an EXO song recently, so you get to hear Suho shine in that bridge, and Sehun gets to rap for more than 10 seconds in his verses. So even though the tempo isn't messed up, it's allowing for the sections to be longer, and when they start to have a slower groove to the song.
Don't mess up my tempo, don't mess up my tempo, don't mess up my tempo, don't mess up my whole.
All right, it's about that time, y'all. It's time to give our final scores. So for the concept being the visuals, the choreography, everything visual, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest, how would you rate the concept?
I'm gonna give this a 2. I didn't care for it.
Despite the crop top and the leather and the chains.
You went on about that crop top for a little while.
I'm saying it probably would have been a 1 if it weren't for the crop top and the leather. It's I didn't care for the video. I didn't really understand what was going on. But crop top.
Michaela.
Okay. I mean, I agree. I mean, I have a 3. It's an SM box. There's not really much going on. So
Yeah.
I agree, but I'm still going to bump it up one
All
more
right.
point.
Well, it's also a 2 for me. A very strong box concept, and unfortunately for me, like it's fairly forgettable. But I'm not going to forget that crop top. All right, moving on to the audio. 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. Again, audio being everything auditory, the song, the music. How would you rate it?
I have to give this a strong 3.5. It's a great release. It's one of those songs, like I said, it has everything in an EXO song that I love. But, you know, comparing it to their discography, it's still only a 3.5.
What about you, Pilo?
Yeah, so it's a 2.9 for me. Fairly forgettable, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2.7, slightly lower. That acapella part saved it for me, but I will probably have it stuck in my head for a little bit. But I'm gonna be mostly listening to those Bazzi songs, the other 2 songs that he produced on there. I like those better.
Okay. Well, we've arrived at the end of the show. We've assessed the story, the lyrics, the concept, the visuals, the crop tops, the leather, and the chains. So is this song...
The Dio side chain.
Oh yeah, even all those things. Yeah. So is this song...
Daebak
or
not? Not for me. Sorry, guys.
No.
I'm
Not
sorry.
For me. Not for me.
Oh,
Okay, I understand. I mean, it's Daebak for me, of course.
Okay, XOL represent.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, I have to
good.
represent.
Okay, so
Daebak for
XOLs
me.
can actually listen to this
Not
episode,
hate
but
us.
not. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. I'll say Daebak for the rest of the album. I definitely think
okay,
I'd recommend
okay.
the album. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's a good album.
There you go. All right, well, wrapping this episode up, we had some listener feedback. Tennessee Appeal, aka Stephen Knight from K-Pop Unmuted, agreed with Michaela and Ariana that this was the best album of the year.
Definitely not
tons
the best album of the year.
Great dance music, and even the slow songs are good slow jams, not dull ballads. He tweets.
Marie, or Fan Oma, listened to our Hot Issue episode, and she said, "Thanks for this episode at Ariana. My solution is Cube should sign the Eastlight and in a transparent manner support them in recovery. Then Jo Woo-chan can join them and they can ride it off into the sunset."
That's the only way Cube is going to be saved for me at this point.
All right, well, be sure to join us for our K-pop Twitter chats run bi-weekly on Tuesdays using the hashtag K-pop chat.
In our last chat, we discussed Monsta X's recent comeback shootout, along with your thoughts on the possibilities of a breakthrough in the US market. At Fatia Zaiza said, "Of course Monsta X can break through the US market, although that won't be easy. But as we can see from their previous worldwide tour, their fan base are growing big and people are accepting them as they are. Every group have their own charm, and so does Monsta X."
The K-pop cast is produced by DJ Peter Lowe, Stephanie Parker, Ariana Khan, and edited by Peter Lowe and Michaela J. Ariana and Stephanie lead the K-pop chat, and Ramen Mon runs our Instagram.
Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and tell your friends.
So signing off, let our listeners know where they can find you online, and what male idol do you want to see in a crop top next? Ariana.
You can find me on Twitter at Ariana_Y_Con, and I'm just gonna have to go with my ultimate bias, Jin from BTS. I need to see it.
Yeah, that's understandable because we all thought he was going to be in a crop top in that last release pictorial.
I want it so
Well,
bad.
for me, you can find me at Michaela J K-pop on Twitter, and I have to say Dio going on this EXO theme because he's one of those members. He's like one of the more conservative members. He really doesn't show much skin, so seeing him in a crop top would be amazing.
Yes, yes.
All right, you can find me at DJ Peter Lowe, and my answer is JYP. Don't forget to tell us your answer
Of course.
by tweeting at us at the Kpopcast, and we'll catch you all on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
멋진
But his has to be like a clear cape, like crop top, right?
Oh yeah, plastic, clear, see-through. And then maybe he needs to like wear like a tank top or something underneath it just to be extra ridiculous.
Draw on abs.
Oh, yeah, draw in the abs in between. Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying Jin because recently somebody posted a video of like his shirt coming up during dance practice and I almost lost it.
Oh, right. There was like a whole like Jin abs gate because
Well, I just watch it all the time. It's literally distracting me. He's got abs for days.
His abs are totally Daebak.
Total. If we're going to give any Daebak today, it is definitely his abs.